You guys return home for another big opportunity. Your thoughts going into this matchup?
Just got to be ready to play. It's a great opportunity. It's a great team, and we're just trying to kind of repeat what we did last year when we played them, trying to get up in them and get a big win at home.
Yeah, the start in that game was amazing. I mean, how much what went into that start, and how much did it help, push you guys the rest of the way?
Really, it was defense, just being focused and locked in on defense. That led to a lot of our points, and we just executed on offense.
As competitive as you guys have played against some good teams away from home, how frustrating is it that you haven't been able to quite finish?
Very frustrating, But the key is we just gotta the things that we're doing to help us win big games. We just gotta stay consistent in doing those things, no matter who we playing. So yeah, we just gotta stay consistent.
Has that been something y'all talk about at practice? Just
Yeah, finishing, staying consistent, and just because we show up, that doesn't mean we're gonna win the game. So we just gotta do all the right things.
Schedule makers certainly didn't help you out with 3 games in 6 days in 3 different cities. I mean, how do you kind of manage your rest schedule to stay fresh for those?
Just getting your rest at night and staying in the training room. If anything's bothering you, just gotta go see our trainer Greg and take care of it.
You had a stretch of like 5 straight games of at least, I think it was 6 rebounds a game. What's been working for you in the paint, cleaning the glass?
Just being aggressive. Mainly, I like chasing offensive rebounds. So to me, defensive rebounds come easier. But I feel like if I chase down offensive rebounds, then I have a pretty good game of rebounding.
And then coming into this one, you got Precious, in the middle, one of the, top 5 big men, out of this freshman class. What have you watched from him on film, and, what are you kind of looking at with him?
We haven't really dove too deep into the team yet, but me personally, I understand that he's a big-time rebounder. He's good on the glass, so I personally know it's a challenge, and I just have to take advantage of it.
Do you realize just the significance of a win against a ranked team, which hasn't been done by USF in about 8 years? Do y'all appreciate that?
Yes, we know the significance. And this year we have came close to doing it, so this time we just want to take care of business and just actually do it this time. Throughout the whole game, just keep our foot on the pedal and come out strong.
Big home game this weekend. What do you think of the opportunity?
It's a great opportunity. We're facing a top 25 team, and we got a chance to win, so it's a great opportunity.
How important is it to get a big crowd for this one to get the guy?
We're definitely gonna need a big crowd this game. We're facing a good team. I just hope everybody packs the England Center.
Your game has really been progressing as the year's gone on. How pleased are you with that, and where do you think you're making the most growth?
I'll say just offensively playing more comfortable, getting to my spots offensively. That's been my big improvement. So, yeah.
You guys had your, chances against East Carolina, especially down a stretch, in that stretch where ECU was held scoreless for like 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What was, kind of keeping you from taking that opportunity in a sense?
I would say just we had some opportunities, but we didn't capitalize as far as making shots. It wasn't falling for us, but I mean, we try to hold them on defensively as best we could, but we couldn't get the win. So.
And Michael told us that you guys really haven't spent much time studying Memphis yet, but last year I think you spent some time defending Lomax.
Yeah.
What's the key to defending him? Because he's a physical, hard driver.
Yeah. He's definitely a good guard. He's physical, he's beefy, so you just got to stay in front, keep your chest in front, and just guard him.
Back at home against a big-time opponent, your thoughts?
Well, obviously very excited. A lot of buzz around regarding the game. Top 25 team coming in. Definitely a team that is NCAA tournament caliber team. Great talent. Coach Hardaway's done a great job with them because they play so hard. They play well together. Be a great challenge for us. But, it's nice to be at a point in the program where, your third, fourth game of the conference is considered a big game. And it's not just because of who's coming in, but because of where we're at as well. And so I think it's a great step and an unbelievable opportunity for us to go out there and compete against, one of the best teams in the country.
Late in the second half Tuesday, You almost held ECU scoreless for 8 minutes. What did you see during that stretch that could carry over?
Well, the last 16 minutes of the game, our defense was where it needs to be, where it was for 40 minutes against UConn. But in this league, if you don't do it for 40 minutes, you put yourself in a tough spot, and that's exactly where we were. But to our guys' credit, they kept fighting through it, really got into some more ball pressure. We're a little more aware of some of the isolations that they were running for Gardner, and a lot of credit goes to Justin Brown. I thought he did a tremendous job in the second half. Castaneda kind of starting off with the ball pressure initially, and then the activity of Collins and Rideau on the wing was really, really beneficial for us as well. So we have to guard these guys. They're offensively so dynamic at every position, and then it's not just the starters, it's the guys coming off the bench as well. They're very deep. They play 10, 11 guys at times. So, our defense always kind of sets the tone for us, and defense ends with getting the rebound, and we're facing one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. They just had 18 last night. So we have to have a complete game on the defensive end.
You mentioned Castaneda's defense. He's really making steps on his offensive game, too. How pleased are you with his progress this year?
Well, our thing in our program is you reap what you sow. And he won the award this summer for the hardest worker and putting in the most time. He's in the gym every morning. So he's reaping the benefits of the seeds that he planted in terms of his work ethic, shooting the ball at a really good clip, especially now in the league. And to his credit, and it's a good lesson for everybody, he didn't start off the season shooting well. So all that work he put in the spring and summer and fall, he didn't get automatic instant results from it, but he kept at it, and now he has. His next phase is now getting to the point where he's creating more scoring opportunities for other guys as well. And sometimes that comes with being able to make some shots, because now the defense has to honor you out there. But if you look at his progression over the last year and a half, it's been dramatic for us.
Justin Brown playing the four, his rebounding is going up and up and up. Just your thoughts on him.
Yeah, you got to give him a ton of credit. The grit and the heart that he plays with, and a lot of times, outsized, outweighted the whole bit. But you can't measure what's inside a guy, and he's done a tremendous job. The 13 rebounds the other night was, all guts, and we always want guys to make a couple more shots. But right now, you can't ask anything more than what we're getting from Justin Brown. Defensively, he's been really good. And then, obviously, he's picking up the slack where we're missing guys. He's been able to do a great job on the glass for us.
And what's been tough, especially at ECU, you had guys in foul trouble, with Mike fouling out and Antoon getting 3 early. And you had BJ guarding 7-footers. What have you learned about mixing up rotations to be able to have, to be able to be flexible?
Yeah, obviously, one of the big keys for us is our versatility, and at the end of the game, we had JB at the center spot. You know what I mean? If guys understand what they need to do, our coverages don't change all that much. But, the biggest thing is the defense comes down to a couple things. You can't give up transition baskets. In this day and age, you got to be able to guard the ball one-on-one. You got to be able to give help, but not over-help, so you're giving up open threes. And then you got to finish the possession with a defensive rebound. Now, the one thing that we've been able to do, irregardless who's out there, we're kind of a gang rebound mentality type team. I told Justin Brown before that game, if every minute that he's on Gardner, he doesn't have to get one rebound. He just got to make sure that kid doesn't get one. And then the other 4 guys got to, do their job. And I think we kind of play with that mentality. Where you see it hurting us more is on the offensive end, when guys are out of position and, maybe not executing as well as we need to execute because guys have been shifted so many different ways. I think that affects us a little more on the offensive end, where timing and precision is a little more important than on the defensive end, where it's about getting in the stance and playing hard and being physical.
You're a handful of possessions from probably being 11-5. Is that encouraging, frustrating, both?
Well, yeah, it's a little of both. But again, I always look at the big picture and the steps that we're making as a program. The record is always important, the wins and losses, and you never, not have that as a supreme importance. But where we're at as a program probably overrides some of that at times. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make it any easier on the guys. It doesn't make it any easier on the coaches. I know it doesn't make it any easier on the coaches' families either. You know what I mean? Because we're miserable to be around right now, just due to the fact that we are getting there. But as I've said time and time again, at that point where you're so close, it's the most difficult time. And it's the time that you got to really dig down and stick with what your principles are, what your core beliefs are, and what your core values are, because that's going to get you through that. And when you break through to the other side, then you're able to look back and realize maybe that wasn't as bad as you thought it was going through it. But it's tough, and it's tough on the guys because they know how close they are. But our big thing is if we're that close, if we keep getting better, then we're going to get there.
David was limping pretty noticeably at one point in the game Tuesday, fought his way through it. How's his foot responding?
Yeah, and that was a different side of the foot. He took a pretty good whack coming off a off-ball screen. No foul was called on it. And he I think he got through it, and it was a little sore yesterday, but he's all right. He's all right. And the initial injury is 100% right now.
No Wiseman for Memphis coming up, but you do have Precious to guard in the middle and a couple of sharpshooting guards. What are your thoughts on, Memphis as a team?
Well, instead of 5 first-rounders, they have 4. Sure. You know what I mean? And they're very similar to some of these other teams throughout the country that have gone with, this high-level recruiting freshman class, the Kentuckys, the Dukes, and so forth. And because of that, they're playing freshmen. They have some inconsistencies at times. I think Coach Hardaway has talked about that. But there's a talent level that's off the charts. When you talk about Precious, when you talk about, the other guys. And now they got guys coming off the bench that were starters last year, like Lomax in particular, who, is tough and as great a leader at the point guard spot as anybody in the league. So they have a lot of weapons, and that's why I said your offense, you got to do a great job of taking care of the ball, and you got to be able to be sharp in your execution. And then defensively, every phase has to be spot on. You can't do a great job in transition and do a great job of rebounding, but not guard the ball. Because if you do, they're talented enough to win in any one of those 3 phases. And so that's the challenge for us.